So we're going to talk about something today. So first off, let me ask you a question. Thanks for joining me on my daily vlog today. Let me ask you a question. Do you ever make a commitment to do something, fail that commitment, and then just completely put it off, right? Completely put it off, right? So for example, let's say I make a commitment, I'm going to run every day. Let's make it simple. I'm going to make a commitment every morning. I'm going to wake up, have a glass of water, and take a 30-minute walk every morning, right? And then what happens? First day, you're excited. You wake up, you go out, you take your walk, you do everything you're supposed to do, right? Second day, you do it again. Third day, something happens. Life happens, and you miss this commitment, right? And we're going something simple. This could be anything. This could be calling family daily. This could be eating right. This could be making your dials if you're a salesperson. This could be any commitment, right, that you're working on making into a habit, something that you want to do long term, because success comes from things that you do over and over again long term. So typically, I know for me, what I've done in the past is like you don't do it, then you don't do it a second day, then you don't do it a third day, then all of a sudden you forget, right? The state of mind that you had when you made that commitment changed. Something changed about that state of mind. And it happens. I believe it happens to everyone. It still happens to me. But it's important to understand what happened, evaluate this thing that happened, and then do something about it. Real simple, do something about it. So I know for me, it's simple, right? So good example, perfect one. I said I was gonna do a daily vlog every single day. Yesterday was Monday. I think yesterday would have been day 3 or day 4, and I missed it. I was grinding, getting work done. Before you know it, I'm in bed, and I'm like, oh man, I forgot to vlog. And I'm like, for me, sleep is super important, right? Getting good night's sleep is priority. So I'm not getting out of bed to go vlog for me, because I got to look at like what are the important things. So having a clear head the next day and being ready to conquer the day is super important. So it's like, all right, well, I missed a day. Well, guess what? After you lose that momentum and you miss that day, I'm like sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, well, I just won't do it today too, right? But this is the good news. We all should know enough about ourselves that we know what our weaknesses are. We know where we're going to fall short. I know where I fall short. Doesn't mean I always do something about it, but I know that if I didn't jump on and vlog today, just stop in the middle of everything I was doing. Everything else is on pause because this is something important. Everything else is on pause because this is important, because I know if I don't do it today, I might not do it tomorrow. I might not do it the next day. I know for me, once I have my momentum, I'm good. But when I lose momentum, I have a hard time getting it back. I know that about me, and I think that probably is the same case about most people. So when you know what your weaknesses are, and you know the things holding you back, and you know the things stopping you, right? You want to have the antidote to that. You want to be like, all right, listen, if I don't do this, this is going to happen. If I don't put this first thing in my mind, this is going to happen, right? I know for me, if I don't go to the gym first thing in the morning, there's a good chance I'm not going. I know that about me. There's not like, oh, let me just go in the afternoon. It's not even a negotiable thing. It's I'm getting this done in the morning, because if I don't do it in the morning, right? So the most important things that right, there's a lot of important things that like we like doing. Eating, right? Eating's important. We don't need to make a special time for eating. We always will find time to eat. Super important. We know that, right? But these other things like going to the gym, right? Go in the gym. Some people like going to the gym, don't like going to the gym. Like when you're at the gym, you enjoy it. Getting to the gym, you don't enjoy it as much. So for me, same thing, right? Sometimes I wake up in the morning, I don't feel like going. So it's non-negotiable. I got to get this over in the morning. So when I'm trying to create a new habit, right? Like a daily vlog, walking, getting my dials in, checking in with my team members, whatever this is, right? And it's looking at like, what is that goal? What is that goal you're trying to accomplish? What are you trying to do. I know for me, I'm trying to reach more people. I want to reach more people. I got a lot of insurance agents that follow me that know who I am, but I want more entrepreneurs, more regular people that just want to be the best version of themselves. I want to have a larger audience of that. So I'm like, all right, if I want a larger audience of that, what do I do to accomplish that? So I start looking at what are the different things I could do, right? I could speak at events that aren't insurance related, right? That helps, but how many people would be in those rooms? Then I'm like, all right, well, YouTube's really good. Social media is really good. So I start looking at my different platforms. I'm like, all right, well, I feel like YouTube would be the best place I could broaden my audience, right? So now I'm like, all right, so I'm zeroed in now on like where I have to put effort. Then I'm like, all right, so what do I do on YouTube to get a bigger audience? One, I can't be talking about insurance in every video, right? Because YouTube's going to show that to insurance agents. So I have to be like, all right, what do I need to talk about? And I think about it, I'm like, well, why don't I just talk about me? Why don't I just be raw? Why don't I talk about my everyday struggles, what it's like being an entrepreneur, what it's like going through every day, and just be real, right? Because so many times these entrepreneurs are driving Rolls Royces and everything's easy and money's falling from the sky and they're living in mansions and they're flying in these first class hotel thingies. And for me, I'm just like, oh man, that looks great. But how relatable is that to that person that's trying to get to that next level, right? That person that's trying to make their first $100,000. That person that's never made $100,000 before, and they're trying to, right? They're willing to put the work in. They're willing to work for themselves. They're willing to take the risk. They're willing to take all the chances. They're willing to do all those important things that need to be done to reach that level. So how do I reach those people? I talk about those things, right? So how often do I do that, right? So now I'm like, all right, I know what the platform is. I know what I'm going to do. But this is a trick. You can't plan on doing something once or twice or for a week or for a month and have success. I'm like, all right, let me try vlogging every day. Every day. Let me just do it. Let me try to vlog every day. I'm sure there'll be some days I'm traveling. There'll be days it's harder to do, right? I'm sure I'll fall short. But let me just make a real honest attempt to vlog every single day about the different things that are happening in my life, the different struggles, the different wins, right? The different things that an entrepreneur will go through to be able to have success. Share some stories, whatever that is. So I'm like, all right, so this is it. This is the action. This is how often I need to do it, right? So I'm looking at me and how I want to grow my business. So like if you're an entrepreneur, or if you're just trying to be the best version of yourself, or they're trying to accomplish something, it's looking at that thing. What is this thing that you want to accomplish? You're like, all right, this is what I want to accomplish. And then when you know what you want to accomplish, it's like, what is the one thing that can help me accomplish that? See, what happens is a lot of times people want to accomplish these things, right? They want to accomplish something, and they start doing too many things to try to accomplish it, right? They do too many things. They're trying to do 10 things to hit that goal, right? I didn't say, hey, I want to have hit a wider audience, so I'm going to do this, and then 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 this. I said I'm going to find one thing that's going to give me the most leverage on the platform that's going to give me the most leverage, and I'm going to do it consistently over basically like, let's see where we're at the end of the year, right? Let's see where we're at next year at this time. Not even going to judge it. Not going to judge my first day, my first videos, my first weeks, my first months. Not going to judge any of that. What I'm going to judge is this time next year, I'm going to go back and look at the data. See, again, a lot of times people want to have success, but they don't want to do the things long enough that will help them have success. They just don't. Why? I don't know. They want instant gratification. We're so used to like doing something and getting it right away, right? Working a job, at the end of the week you get your paycheck, right? And that's not how it works when you want to better yourself. You want a six-pack? There's no way to do it. No way to do it fast. Matter of fact, I took some time off the gym, just getting back into the gym, and like I'm taking it easy, slow, consistent, because I know if I go in there for 2 hours every day for the first week, like, dude, my body is not gonna like that, right? And it's not like I can't go in there and like, all right, cool, I don't have a six pack today, so let me just go in there and work out until my six pack comes back. It doesn't work like that, right? It's a slow, gradual thing. Building strength, slow, gradual thing. Building flexibility, slow, gradual thing. Increasing your income, slow, gradual thing. Increasing your health, slow, gradual thing. Building relationships with people. You can't just walk up to someone like, yo, bro, we're best friends. We're best friends. You and I are best friends, right? You have to build the relationship, build the trust, get to know each other, right? So everything takes time. So the big message I want to get to you here is once you figure out what is that one thing, right? Remember, one thing, what is that one thing that I can do consistently every day for a year? It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be small, right? I'm not trying to do an hour of this. I'm not getting fancy editing done. I'm not doing anything. I'm literally taking it from my camera, putting it on my computer, and uploading it. I might have someone come back behind me and make a nice pretty thumbnail, but I'll have that on autopilot. But for me, I want this to be as simple and as easy as possible to reach as many people as possible, right? Not complicated, simple. I want something that I can do that's very easy. I can do it even if I'm traveling. If I have to, I'll do it on my phone. Video might not be as nice. Sound might not be as nice, but it's something as simple as possible. So find that, what is that one thing that you can do every single day to help you reach that goal that you would like to reach, whatever that goal is, right? Maybe it's a money-saving goal, right? Maybe I'm going to save $10 a day. Maybe whatever it is, guys. Keep it simple, keep it small. You could always increase it, right? Listen, this vlog might start doing great. I might start getting a bunch of followers from it. I might get a lot of views. I'm like, all right, well, maybe I'll hire an editor to edit these videos, make them a little bit more pretty since now we're having some traction with it. Maybe I will make it a little bit more complicated. Maybe I will put a little bit more time in it. But just get started. Secret, just get started. All right, guys, remember, never settle. And thank you so much for tuning in.